Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Mike Makes It. We're in the Defender. I've owned it for about 5 years or so, and it's always done about 30 to the gallon. It's a 2.5 turbo diesel. It's TD5, as I said. Fuel economy, I didn't expect it to be great. It's about what I expected, to be honest. 30 to the gallon. Not so good as many diesels out there, but it's a Defender at the end of the day. I'm happy enough with it. But for a few years, I've thought about maybe we can get better fuel economy. So to that aim, I bought a transfer box from a Discovery. I believe the output ratio of that is 1.2 instead of about 1.4 for the traditional TD5 transfer box. The benefit of that is when you're on the motorway, basically the engine will do lower revs, which potentially is going to give you higher fuel economy. The only thing with the Discovery transfer box, it reduces all the gear ratios. So whilst at high speed on the motorway the revs are less, you'll have issues if you're pulling a load. If you've got a trailer on the back, the TD5 basically won't have the grunt for pulling up hills because of the gear ratio, which should be fine if that's what you're about. But I don't want to lose the original TD5 properties, if you like, of the engine, the gearbox, etc. Also, changing the gear ratios is going to alter the acceleration. Now, this isn't a rocket car by any means, but it's got a little bit of oomph when you're pulling away at the lights. With the other transfer box from the Discovery, that'll be diminished. Yes, you can have the ECU chipped. In my case, it would have to be a physical removal and the ECU changed. I can't remap it. 12 months on from this vehicle, yes you could. So I can't remap it easily. So as I say, there's a few options open to me. Swap the transfer box, which I've bought. I've got that in the garage. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. Or what I've had my eye on for a little while now is a Roamerdrive. Now, it's made in Canada. Basically, it's an overdrive unit to add on to the end of the transfer box. So effectively, you end up with 6 gears. All the 5 gears that I have currently will remain exactly the same, which is great. But when you're on the motorway or when you're basically running at a high speed, you can drop into this 6th gear. You'll have a 3rd gear lever. I've got 2 already, as everybody who owns a Defender will know. You'll have a 3rd with the Roamerdrive. But that's what I've done. I've bit the bullet. Cut a long story short, I've bit the bullet. I've bought a Roamerdrive. It's cost me 10 times the amount the transfer box has cost me. But I think the Roamerdrive is a better option to go for in my case. With fuel prices going through the roof currently, there's not a better time to buy a Roamerdrive, in my opinion. Because Roamerdrive say you'll have a 28% reduction in engine revs when you flip it into the 6th gear. Also, they claim 15% fuel reduction. Now, I can see the fuel reduction being true if you remain at the same speed. In the sense, if I drive 50 mile an hour everywhere on the motorway, then I buy a Roamerdrive and I continue to drive 50 mile an hour everywhere, then I'll get a 15% fuel reduction. If I then choose to go 65 mile an hour or 70 mile an hour because of the reduced noise, I'm going to lose my fuel economy. So you've got to weigh it up. However, I still intend to drive about 50 or 60 on the motorway. I'm not in a hurry to get to where I'm going. And I'd like to get some of the money back towards the Roamerdrive from the reduced fuel costs. So, yeah, that's the plan. We'll go for a test drive before the Roamerdrive is fitted, and we'll look for the engine revs at, say, 50 or 60 mile an hour, and we'll measure the noise in the cab. We'll go through fitting the Roamerdrive, because that's hence obviously what we're going to be doing. That's what the video is all about. Then after that's fitted, we'll do a similar road test, look at the engine rev, see if truly we have got a 28% reduction. And long term, I'll come back to you in a month or 2 after it's fitted to tell you the fuel costs and the miles per gallon, because I've been keeping a track of the miles per gallon for all the years I've had the Land Rover. And we vary between 29 and 30, so it's fairly stable. So I'm hoping to see that perhaps go up 10%, maybe 33 miles to the gallon. So anyhow, cut a long story short, let's get in the garage. Let's see what I bought originally, and let's see what I bought today. Nice little box from Canada. Thank you very much, Roamerdrive. So we'll open that up just to see what we have got, because I really am looking forward to see what's in the box. To the garage. Right, this is the transfer box I bought a few years ago. Whole plan was to fit it to my Defender. It's pretty much a one-for-one swap, apart from the gears in here, slightly lower gear ratio, hence lower revs at the same speed. Fairly easy to fit. This side marries up with a gearbox. There's a couple of drive shafts to drop out, and pretty much that's it. 3-hour job apparently. It'll be a little bit longer because the cubby box and mats and everything in the truck I've got to take out. But I've had it for a few years, haven't fitted it, so I didn't want to fit it because it alters the gear ratios, like I explained. The Defender wouldn't have got away as quickly, so that's probably why it's remained on the shelf. What I really wanted all the way along was a Roamerdrive, but because of the cost, it was prohibitive, so no, didn't go down that route. A couple £100 for this, Roamerdrive 10 times the price. But with the fuel prices as they are, I've decided no, let's pay the money and get a Roamerdrive, and this is what we're going to look at now. Right, there we go. It used to come in a wooden box. It looks as if there's a few cutbacks going on, so it's just in a cardboard box, but still well packed. Package slip. It says this is a DS version. You do get an SS version, I believe it is, for the series Land Rovers. This is for a Defender, so I needed the DS. You've got a packing list here. Ken is actually the MD of the company, Roamerdrive, and he's actually checked this himself, which is, wow, yeah, okay. Fair play. Let's open it up. These are going to go everywhere. Don't ever open these up outdoors with the wind blowing. I've done that in the past, and these little chips, they can move very quickly and make a right mess of the driveway. That's the gear lever. That's to pop it in overdrive. Now forgive me if I'm not too sure about every part in here, because this is the first time I've looked at a Roamerdrive. But all the bits and bobs are in here. A shifter, that's going to marry up with this somehow or other under the vehicle. We'll work that out as we go along. It's fairly heavy. I believe it's about 20 kilos. Hey, there we go. Pop that down there. Let's have a little look what else we got. Oil. What shall I say? Pop that out, check your oil, I believe. Rubber boot, that's for, that's I believe is a standard Land Rover rubber boot set, and they've grafted in a third hole, if you like, for the new gear lever. A few bits and bobs there. You get a little book, the funniest 4x4 by far. So we can have a little laugh at that. That's the guy, that's the main man. That's Ray Wood. He's packed this box and checked it for me, so thank you, Ray. Very easy man to speak to via email, so to speak. Very responsive. You send an email to Canada, you get a response the same day. Very, very good. Let's have another little look. Yeah, all the bits are in here. Got a gasket. There's a, I believe, 3-page how to install it. Very simple installation, which you'll see as the video progresses. But basically, this unit, the overdrive unit here, simply screws in here. There's 2 plates you've got to take off, 6 bolts. There's a gear that'll come out of here, which will look like this. You've got to knock the bearing off the end here and add it to the gear. This is supplied with the Roamerdrive, and basically you stuff that into your transfer box, do 6 bolts, a few little bits fitting these, obviously in the truck, and you're ready to go. So hopefully that sort of give you an overview of what's going on. What we want to do now is get into the truck, check the revs, check the noise level, then we'll fit the Roamerdrive. So yeah, here we go. Looking forward to it. Right, we're in the Defender. We're just coming up to dual carriageway. The plan is to try to take it to 60 mile an hour. I'll shout out the speed to you so you know in the video, and we'll also obviously log in the sound. So hopefully we can put 2 and 2 together, see what the dBs are at 60. That's 40 mile an hour. 45, 50, 55, 60. So that's the noise level in a standard Defender, no Roamerdrive fitted, and it's loud. This is the sort of noise I've got to put up with when I'm on the motorway, and if I'm trying to hold a conversation, I'm actually shouting to the person. So it's not comfortable at 60 mile an hour. Hopefully with a Roamerdrive, I'll now be in overdrive, and the rev should be 28% less than they are now. It'd be great to think the noise is 28% less, but we'll find out. Let's go fit the Roamerdrive, crack the kettle out, and get on with some work on the Defender.